Be advised, the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Good evening, Philippines. Maayong gabi sa Tibok Mindanao, Visayas ug sa Luzon. Maya pa bengi keka. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Ito po ang inyong Republika. Ako si Eric Espina. Hindi po politiko ang ating naanyayahan ngayong gabi. Hindi po bangkero, subalit mahalagang personalidad po ang ating naanyayahan sapagkat ang isang paa niya ay isa po siyang akademiko, isang profesor, subalit ang isang paa naman niya ay nakatungtong mismo sa lupa. So hindi lang po siya puro teorya, talagang she has the best of both worlds. Nagtuturo po siya, subalit nakasabak din po siya sa serbisyo publiko para po sa ating bansa. Kaya mahalaga po ang kanyang karanasan, ang kanyang kaisipan at kanyang mga ibabahagi sa atin sa gabing ito. It is our pleasure to invite and to be part of this program. Walang iba po kung hindi si Professor Leonor Magtolis Briones. Siya po ang former treasurer ng ating bansang at siya po ay lead convener ng Social Watch at chair ng Kakbay. Tama po ba yan?
Tama.
Yan, okay. At siyempre, huwag natin kalimutan, kasama natin, publisher po ng newspaper na Opinion. Ayan. Yan ang headlines ngayon sa Opinion, si Eric San Juan. Pakita natin, yan. Mamahaling newspaper po ito, kaya kunin nyo ito dahil hindi nyo malalaman ang sagot ng headline na ito kung hindi kayo bibili nito. Okay.
Thanks for the trust. Tokayo.
Okay. Maraming kwento ito si Tokayo. Professor.
Yes.
Dito sa GNN, naging panauhin na ang Central Bank. Naging panauhin na rin ng mga politiko dito sa itatanong ko sa inyo tungkol dito sa ating donasyon na $1 billion, no? Na ibibigay natin pantulong dito sa IMF. Bilang isang akademiko, bilang dating tresurero ng Republika, anong pananaw ninyo? Anong masasabi ninyo dito sa ating ganitong nagbigay tayo ng pera, tayo pa?
Una sa lahat, ang ano ito ay isang pautang. Ipapautang ito sa IMF $1 billion dahil daw maganda ang interest, dahil nanawagan ang IMF ng tulong this time para ma-save niya yung mga ekonomiya ngayong mayayaman at malalaki na nangangailangan ng tulong. Now, ako personal bilang isang professional, hindi ako masyadong types sa desisyon na ito. Dahil ngayon lang ito magagawa na magpapautang tayo sa isang International Monetary Fund. Kasi tayo naman sa Bangko Sentral, in charge siya sa paghawak ng pangkalahatang foreign exchange ng ating bansa. Ini-invest nila yan, lalo na ang ating international reserves. Panawagan ng IMF ito sa group of 20 countries. Kung hindi naman tayo bahagi ng G20, group of 20 countries. Oo. Dahil hindi naman tayo ganun kalaki, maski so-called middle income developing country tayo. Pero sumali tayo, nag-volunteer tayo. Now, sa tingin ko, malaki ang pangangailangan dito sa ating bansa. Sasabihin natin na malaki naman ang reserves ng Bangko Sentral.
Correct.
So parang isa
Mga
tayo
11 months yata.
Parang isa tayong bansa na kung saan mayaman ang ating Bangko Sentral, pero mahirap ang ating taong bayan. Siguro hindi yan karapat-dapat. From the international viewpoint, lalo na sa IMF, siguro gustong-gusto nila ito, touched sila nito. Pero yung ating kababayan, baka hindi. Kasi ang kalakihan ito, kasi kukunin kasi ito, Eric at Eric,
Yes, yes.
galing sa ating international reserves.
Yes.
Ito yung ating protection. Bale, ito ating firewall. Tulungan natin yung firewall ng IMF. Pero mabuti ding i-safeguard din natin yung ating sariling firewall dahil hindi natin alam kung anong mangyayari sa ating bansa. Tapos, dahil ito ay international reserves, malaking bahagi ito nanggagaling sa ating OFW na nagtatrabaho sa labas, naghirap ng husto, magpadala ng pera. Ito lahat ay nakadeposito sa Bangko Sentral. No? Sa tingin natin, baka hindi masyadong komportable din ang mga OFW na kung malaman nila na pinapadala nila yan para sa ating ekonomiya, para sa ating kababayan, ipapautang din natin. Now, pangalawang argumento na sinasabi, ito naman ay mag-earn ng interest.
Yes,
pero it is
kikita daw tayo.
Yes, but it is also earning interest right now. Kasi any self-respecting bank, lalo na ang Bangko Sentral, hindi naman yan nagtatago ng pera sa kanilang vault. Na mayroon lang yung pang nila day-to-day operations, pero ang sobra niyan talagang ini-invest. So, ini-invest naman yan ngayon. So, hindi naman kaysa wala tayong kita ngayon, therefore magkakita tayo kung magpautang tayo sa IMF. Dahil kumikita yan because we trust the central bank to invest that money. Oo. Saka ang ating taong bayan, mga citizens, hindi nila yon ma-gets, hindi nila yon ma-appreciate dahil sa napakalaking pangangailangan. Yung sinasabi ko nga, mayroon tayong medyo mahirap na bansa, pero mayamang central bank. Mahirap yun tanggapin. Now, sinasabi nila na ano pa yung alternative na magagamit natin. Now, maraming lumalabas na mga suggestions na bakit hindi ipapautang sa Philippine government.
Yes,
Sa Philippine government. Una, ginagawa naman yan. Nangungutang naman talaga ang Philippine government, ang Department of Finance, ang Treasury, kung nangangailangan sila ng dolyar. At nagbabayad ang Department of Finance, ang Treasury, ng market rates. Kung anong rates na sinasabi ng Bangko Sentral, binabayad naman yan. Ang gusto ko lang i-emphasize sa dalawa kong kaibigang Eric, na hindi tayo malulugi kung sa ibang pamaraan natin gagamitin yan. Pangalawa, mayroon ding ibang nagsasabi that we can use these reserves to also to pay off our debts.
Yes.
Kung it is advantageous. Kasi depende yan kung anong interest rates yan. Kung advantageous para sa atin na ibabayad natin yan, pwede din yung gagamitin o utangin din ng ating Philippine government.
Would that be a wise move if utangin ng Philippine government tapos bayaran natin part of it of our external debt? Would that be a good move?
Well, I would think
you,
so kasi as I said, it is being done ang government nangungutang naman talaga sa Bangko Sentral. So ang nakikita kong advantage dito na sinasabi ay medyo taas noon na tayo na dahil tayo ay isang magiging creditor country, biro mo pinapautang mo si IMF at tinatapatan natin ang pautang ni Malaysia, ni New Zealand, ni Thailand, na medyo pareho tayo. At saka one half lang tayo sa Korea. So, ang yaman-yaman ng Korea, 2 billion, tapos tayo 1 billion. Medyo malapit-lapit. So, medyo maganda sa pride natin yan. Pero, huwag nating kalimutan din na maski anong gagawin natin, we are still a creditor country. Kasi marami din tayong utang. Ang pinakamalaking utang natin ay sa Asian Development Bank,
ADB,
sa United States. Yes, World Bank malaki, bilateral creditors. So, it will not change our status in any way. So, sa tingin ko, at saka, asiwa pa sa ating, to our citizens because they know that the major contributors to the international reserves and to the dollar collections of our government are the OFWs.
So, sa palagay nyo, what was the driving force? What motivated the government to undertake this, to lend, what is it, just so that they could breastbeat themselves and say, ngayon, nakapautang na tayo?
Well, ang sinasabi nila, una, we have also to be reminded that Bangko Sentral is a independent,
Yes,
autonomous
And
organizations.
it is within their charter to also really lend this.
To also lend this, but this is unusual. It has never been done
Yes,
before.
yes.
So they could have benefited also from advice or from consultations. Kaya nga namamayagpag ang
consultation.
Senado.
Parang hindi hindi
kasi
sila
this is
nagkonsultasyon.
not part of the normal. Then of course they can always say autonomous sila, but all of us know that all institutions of government, even the autonomous ones, their heads are appointed by the President of the Philippines. And also, inaano yan with the knowledge and the concurrence of the houses of Congress. So, may limits naman ang autonomy eh. When you go beyond what you normally do, then it is safer and it is more prudent to seek opinions first before, especially, isa naman, mayroon akong natatanong dalawang Eric na mga taga-bangko, ibang opinion nila sa akin, and that is okay. Sabi nila, okay lang naman yung magpapautang,
Yes.
pero parang nalalakihan sila. Nalalakihan sila.
Sobrang laki,
1 billion
Oo.
US dollars. Baliwala yan sa IMF because IMF is raising 456 billion already.
Yes, yes.
Pero para sa atin, $1 billion is 42 billion pesos.
Yes, yes.
Medyo malakinan considering the size of our economy.
Alam mo, Secretary, ato kayo, no? Nung last Friday, guest ko si Liwa Gunigundo sa Hotel Rembrandt, yung sa forum natin. Pero, despite yung sa mga rhetorics na sinasabi niya, ay nung tinanong ko siya about sino who will be accountable just in case ma-wipe out yan. Kasi right now, unofficially, bagsak na yung euro eh. Doon mapupunta yung pera. Saka hindi niya pinapaliwanag kung anong comparison nitong pinapautang nila sa iba plus itong utang na sinasabi ni Buchanko yesterday na mas mababa ang interest na babayad.
Ang pinapalabas daw nila ng Central Bank, correct me if I'm wrong, etong pagbibigay natin, pagpapautang ng 1 billion, is we're trying to put out a fire which may affect us in the future. At pag nasira daw yung ekonomiya ng Europe, masisira daw yung mga OFWs natin. Ganon ang sinasabi nila.
Yes, yes.
Anong masasabi ninyo? Does that hold
Ang
water?
masasabi mo na sasabi nila na you are putting up a firewall, I think a major responsibility is to take care also of our own firewall. And as I said, we say we have a lot of money, we have a lot of dollars, but we also have high levels of poverty.
Yes.
We also have huge debt. So siguro kung asikasuhin natin yan, we have to build up our economy and so on. Siguro, that will also give us protection.
And to do that, what you're saying, Professor, is that the government should therefore borrow this money from the central bank so that magamit natin.
Yes, that is one possibility.
Yes.
The other is to prepay. To prepay where it is advantageous, to prepay where it is advantageous certain either central bank or national government debts. Kasi ang national government ang malaking debt.
Yes, yes.
Ginawa na din yan ng Department of Finance. Pag bumababa halimbawa ang interest rates,
Saka natin,
mangungutang sila at low interest rates, bayaran nila yung utang which has high interest rates. Tubo sila. Ginagawa yan ng Department of Finance at saka ng Treasury. Mangungutang sila ng pera pambayad sa utang na mas malaki ang interest.
Yes, yes.
They borrow at low interest rates and then pay off the high interest where it is advantageous.
Kailang, para Secretary, ang hindi ko pinapaliwanag sa atin dito kung bakit ang lakas-lakas ng loob ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas na gawin to na walang clearance from the Congress to the people of consultation ay yung Central Monetary Authority na merong mandate at kung babasahin mo yung dokumento na yan ay parang lumalabas na yung central bank natin ay hindi na ho government bank, kundi controlled by private bankers in the process.
Well,
parang ang personality, government, pero actually, hindi na tayong...
But even if you say na
may
siya
control.
ay, even if you say that it is an independent central monetary authority, it is still accountable and responsible
Should be.
for the monetary policy of the
Correct,
government, for the international reserves. So, bahagi din sila ng ating sistema. Kaya nga, sinasabi ko na maski na sabihin mo na autonomous, mayroong limits sa autonomy. Kagaya ng local governments, you're familiar with it.
Yes.
You have the local autonomy code.
Correct.
Sinasabi natin autonomous. You have
Pero may
commission and
DILG secretary
audit.
pa rin.
Yes. You say you
Parang
have...
nagiging literal ho eh. Yan ang problema eh.
Yes. And as I said, since this is something unusual, ngayon lang nila gagawin, they can benefit from advice. Pero gusto kong mag-respond sa punto mo. Hindi pa ito lumalabas sa ibang mga conversations. Yung sinabi mo yung accountability. Oo. Mismo ako, hindi ko pa yan natingnan yung aspeto na yan. Sabi mo, who will be accountable? Kung it will turn out na hindi masyado magandang desisyon ang pagpapautang sa IMF. Ayaw nating ulitin yung nangyari sa panahon ni Marcos na sino ba ang nag-save? Kasi sabi natin, sinasabi
diba,
natin.
Diba na-bankrupt ang central bank? Kaya binago natin, ginawa natin BSP yan.
Sinabi natin na tayo ay may utang na loob sa IMF dahil sa panahon ng kagipitan, pinautang tayo. Pero mas malaki ang utang ng Bangko Sentral sa national government. Sa panahon na bumagsak siya, inassume ng national government.
50 billion ba? Tama ba yung figures natin? 50?
300 billion
300.
ang utang ng Bangko Sentral, lilipat sa national government. Tapos, pinautang pa ng national government ng 50 billion para to capitalize the setting up. So, kung pag-uusapan natin yung utang na loob,
350.
yes, pag-usapan natin yung utang na loob, may utang na loob naman tayo sa taong bayan. Dahil ang finance, yun ang nangungulekta ng taxes na binabayad mo, binabayad ko, binabayad ni Other Eric, binabayad ng photographer, ng cameraman, binabayad ng nanonood ng ng businessman, lahat-lahat. Ang Department of Finance ang yan. Galing sa atin yung pera.
Nakalimutan na nila yan, na from Central Bank, kaya nga ginawang Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas yan.
Kasi uso sa atin yung mga born again. So, iba na yung pangalan. Kaya nga sabi namin born again.
Binago, pero yung utang, ano nangyari sa utang?
Linipat sa national government.
So, ngayon, ang national government na ngayon.
Ito importante rito. No? Nalugi yung Central Bank.
Thank you for bringing up the matter of accountability.
Okay.
Kasi, after all that, anong accountability ng mga opisyal ng dating Central Bank? Sasabihin nila, hindi kami yon. Yan si Central Bank yon. Kami ay si BSP kami.
Ito lang.
So, importante yung accountability.
Professor, ito, wild scenario lang ito. Let's say, nagbigay tayo ng 1 billion doon. Meron nga tayong interest. Pero bumagsak ang ekonomiya ng Europe. Sinong sasagot sa 1 billion natin?
Ito nga sinasabi ko.
Tapos baka hihingian pa tayo ng additional how many billions? Kasi usually dagdagan mo.
Throwing good money after bad. Sino mananagot niyan?
Kaya nga, which brings back to your question of accountability, which was not raised during the Marcos times, remember?
Yes.
Nobody went to jail from the central bank.
Alam niyo, natanong niyo yung accountability. This is conjecture, but you may agree with me. Accountability here, the central bank or the Bangko Sentral of the Philippines will not do this without the go signal of Malacanang, definitely. I cannot imagine Bangko Sentral going it alone without the clearance from Malacanang. Ano tingin niyo?
It's a matter of basta ganong mga klaseng kailangan may consultation. Halimbawa, yung National Defense goes off to war and bombs an entire island of the face of the earth. Hindi yan mangyayari kung walang whether it is known by the public or not, na magsasabi sila, mayroong excuse me yan.
So yan ang accountability.
But not only that,
kasi hindi tinanong ang Senado, hindi tinanong ang Kongreso. Wala na iba eh.
Ang dyan, kung seryosohin mo si Commission on Audit, Commission on Audit does not look only at financial accountability.
Okay.
You look at program and policy accountability. If a policy does not work, if a program does not work, then anong sinasabi sa ng audit code?
Sila ang mananagot.
The head of the agency.
Ito pa.
Oo.
Secretary ito.
Kasi decision yan. Pero this is all in the realm of theory kasi we are still anticipating kung halimbawa
kung hindi mabayaran,
mamalas tayo.
Ito, Secretary, hindi theory. We're talking about the old central bank. Nalugi yan.
Yes.
Yung mga bangkerong umutang dyan, bakit wala yung mga account na yan sa system? Saan napunta yan? Sinong may control ngayon ng mga dapat bayaran nila? And the worst, yung mga bankero na yan, nagtayo ng panibagong bangko, new incorporators, nandiyan pa rin.
Totoo yan. Kasi inabsorb yan ng national government. Nung nagdesisyon ang Senado, this was with the consent of the Senate, na ilipat yung utang nila, tapos mag-born again na sila, good boy na sila, etc., good boy and girl. Kami, ako mismo, I was against it. Sinasabi ko, isa-isahin yung mga utang, yung 300 billion na yan. Isa-isahin so that we have to establish
Sino-sino yan?
accountability.
Sino-sino sila?
Kung sino-sino. Nagmamadali sila because at the time, they were under pressure sa IMF.
Hindi ho ba at the very least we should identify this?
Yes, yes.
We, the public, should have a right to know who are these individuals.
That was our position.
Should have published
a very long, when that
in a
was,
newspaper.
pero
Hindi
na-ignore
ba
yun.
pwedeng ilabas ng social watch yan?
Kaya,
Is it too late to, or kakbay for you to come out with the names of,
Kasi nasa record yan ng Central Bank.
Ang worrisome dito, Tokayo,
Oh.
kung kikwentahin mo yung mga inutang ng mga bankero during that time ng Central Bank, at itotal mo yung mga bangko natin ngayon, yung lumalarong pera dyan, mas malaki pa rin itong yung may utang eh. Ha? Check it out.
Ang haba-haba, may mga korporasyon. Ako I had a
So-
glimpse of that. Hindi
so
ko
born
lang-
again ito silang mga tao na ito. By the way, born again, I don't know, depending on how you spell it, no? Kasi yung born again is B-O.
May burn again.
Baka burn again tayo.
B-O.
Masunog ulit tayo dahil hindi tayo natuto.
Be burned again.
Yun ang sagot ko in
Ganda yun.
response to your comment about accountability. Huwag nating ulitin yung nangyari sa dating Central
Correct,
Bank
correct.
na inassume lang natin because we were under pressure. Itong IMF, pre-measure tayo ng husto. Inassume natin nagmamadali para ma-save natin si Central Bank na hindi na-establish yung accountability. Sino itong mga malalaking utang na mga accounts na
Biro mo
inabsorb ng national government?
350 billion, just like that.
No, 300 billion ang utang, mga 330. Tapos 50 billion yung pang-capitalize
Pang-capital.
nila.
Ayun,
Para talaga kang nanay na napakabait, nalugit at lahat, ano mo yung utang, tapos bigyan mo ng additional capital.
Without giving
Tapos iba ng
notice.
pangalan, pabinyagan mo ng
Oh,
ibang
without
pangalan.
giving notice to your children, to your prodigal children, that we're doing this because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at dapat
Yeah.
alam ng publiko
Yeah.
kung sino itong mga tao na ito.
And then you have one child. This is only for one child
Oo.
of inang bayan.
Oo.
Pero sa inang bayan maraming anak.
anak.
Oo.
May anak na nagugutom.
Oh,
May
correct.
anak na sa ospital.
Oo.
May anak na hindi nakakapag-aral. Walang bahay.
Ngayon,
Tapos mayroong isang anak na tinutulungan. Tapos mayroong malayong kaibigan
Yun ang
sa
tinulungan.
malayong lugar na ngayon ay ating tutulungan.
So that reason, that logic will not work. Na nag-iimpok tayo ng pera doon para yung sunog doon sa malayong bansa ay hindi umabot sa atin. That
Yes,
reasoning
yes.
will not work.
Palagay ko mahirap mong imaginein.
Mahirap anuhin.
Paano,
Ano,
pero kung ako di ba, kung ikaw naman halimbawa may sunog doon halimbawa nakatira ka sa ako, Quezon City, narinig kong may sunog dito sa Forbes Park. Ang ayusin ko yung aking
Kasi
yung
ang sabi
aking,
daw nila,
fence.
pag nasira doon yung ekonomiya ng Europe, maraming mga OFWs ang uuwi. So, kailangan labanan na natin yung peligro doon pa.
Well, medyo malayo-layo ata yon. Kasi isipin mo na ang ating mga workers, hindi naman lamang sa Europa.
Okay.
Pinakamalaki sa Middle East.
Okay.
That nandoon din sila sa US.
And then, sabi ng
nasa
Central
Africa.
Bank, ito mga pera naman na ito, reserves lang ito para sa mga mag-export or at hindi naman ito gagamitin para sa anti-poverty or
Yeah, I
iba-iba
know.
pang mga program. So
I know that, Eric.
Oo. So, paano sagot natin dyan?
Yung sinasabi ko, yung reserves, hindi nga talaga hindi ang central bank ang magtulong sa mga mahihirap.
Oo.
Ipautang ni central bank yon
Sa
sa Philippine
government.
government.
Ayan.
Tapos magbabayad ng market rates. Kasi alam ko,
Tama.
kung magpautang ang Bangko Sentral, ay sila ang nagsasabi kung anong
Pero
rates.
Secretary, yung mandate daw niyan, hindi pwede ipautang sa local eh. Ha? Dahil yun daw ang usapan doon sa agreement sa JR na yan.
Oo, sabihin mong hindi pwede sa local. Kung they are doing something different, then let's do something different also.
Ayun,
Ipautang
out of the
din natin.
box.
Nag-out of the box sila sa IMF, mag-out of the box din sila sa gobyerno.
At saka, kitang-kita mo yung scheme eh, talagang mind-boggling. Na kung di mo na arap, saka isa pa, yung hindi sinasabi, walang record na pinapakita. Puro laway lang. Ito lang, sinasabi, it was just a pledge. Pero yung mga kinakausap ko, mga bankero ng malalaki, international bankers, sabi, no, it was a done deal. So, paano natin gagawin dyan?
Pag pledge, you're supposed to keep your pledge. kung
di,
mag-pledge ka
tama
na.
sila, done
And
deal na yan.
Kung pwedeng, ang magkapa-withdraw lang dyan, yung sigurong pinakamataas na opisyal ng ating bansa.
Okay.
On instructions.
We're going to pause for a few
On
reminders.
advice pala.
Sabi rin ng Central Bank, hindi naman kailangan itong pera na ito dahil masasama naman sa GA yan, sa General Appropriations. All these other programs of anti-poverty, yung mga road networks, etc., etc. Sa pagbabalik po ng Republika.
Very nice.
Kita.
Nagbabalik po ang Republika at meron tayong hanging question dito. Ang sabi naman ng Central Bank na lahat ng mga anti-poverty measures, housing, lahat ito, patubig, nakapasok naman sa GA yan. So, pwede namang itong, we have 11 months worth of reserve, baka pwede namang ipahiram natin ito.
Oh, ako I agree with that.
Mm.
Kasi mayroong GAA. Ang ating budget for 2013 is about 2 trillion. Tapos ang 2012 is less than 1 trillion. Pero pinag-aralan namin, tinignan namin yung composition ng budget na yan. Napaka kulang na kulang. Alam mo, number 7 lang ang ranking sa health. Ang health budget is about the size of the loan, about 43 billion. For this year. So kulang na kulang considering na maraming may sakit at saka may dadating pang mga sakuna. So pwede yan pang dagdag sa ating budget. Anyway, inaano pa naman, inaayos pa naman.
Or pwede sa mga schools, no? Yung mga kulang ng mga schools sa teachers, no?
Yes, teachers, hospitals, infrastructures, pero through the national government.
Yes.
Doon kami magkasang-ayon dahil hindi naman nila yung trabaho. Oo, sila naman tagabantay lang tagabantay ng pera.
Why hasn't national government taken this route? Hiramin kaya natin $1 billion for this particular program, for a very special project na kailangan ng taong bayan. Bakit hindi?
I cannot speak for national government at this time.
If you are pag nilapitan kayo ng Malacanang, dahil nilalapitan din naman kayo, tinatawagan kayo. So paano nyo, kung tatanungin kayo, sabihin sa iyo, Professor, kung manghihiram ang palasyo ngayon ng $1 billion, saan nyo ilalagay?
Sasabihin ko, kung manghihiram ng $1 billion, kailan social development? Education, kulang na kulang pa rin tayo with K-12. Then you have health, only number 7. It's only 43 billion. Then agriculture, namimiligro tayo sa ating food supply. Then yung environment, all of us are talking about climate change because it is fashionable, pero we are not investing enough.
And it's better na umutang tayo sa sarili natin
Yes.
kaysa umutang tayo sa labas.
Yes, at anyway,
Okay.
yung interest na hinihingi, ganun din.
Okay.
Hindi naman kaysa nanghihingi tayo, talagang binabayaran.
Pero
naman
Secretary,
ang
mas
interest.
malaki yung interest na inuutang natin sa labas kaysa sa pinapautang natin. Yan ang problema eh.
Totoo.
So, anong logic ng ginagawa natin na yun? Pinapaghirapan natin, nagbabayad tayo ng malaking interest, tapos pinapautang
Pero in
natin
the
sa
case of
mababang
the
interest.
IMF, tama naman sila na wala ng utang ang Pilipinas sa IMF.
Correct.
Oo.
Correct.
So, sasabihin nila,
Pero
wala naman tayong utang.
hindi
Pero sa ibang
sinasabi
bansa.
na may utang tayo sa World Bank, ADB, and other
Saka bilaterals,
banks.
at saka medyo
Bilateral.
malaki ang international private banks.
Oh.
Yun. Kasi market rate din
Yes,
yun.
yes.
Market
Kaya
rate
hindi
din sila.
pinapaliwanag dito eh. Kala natin kasi, marami kasi nakakala dito, yung
Wala na
IMF,
tayong-
World Bank din yun. IMF, ADB rin yun.
Then, nangakala natin, dahil wala na tayong utang sa IMF, therefore,
Wala
wala
na.
na tayong utang everywhere else. But we have utang everywhere else.
Would it be correct to say that this was politically decided upon for purposes of allegedly economic objectives to forestall a probable fallout in Europe which will affect our local employment, international employment, but actually, in truth and in fact, it is now turning out to be politically indefensible?
That is the official reason na we want to put out the fire in Europe And we cannot resist saving Lady Christine, who is in distress. But we should attend to our people first. That is why it's so difficult to justify it from
So it's now politically indefensible, no?
from a domestic political standpoint. Although politically maybe is admirable from the international
Yung kanina
point
off
of
there,
view.
yung binanggit ko kanina, is it possible na ganun lang kasimple yung yung thought process na at least masasabi natin sa administrasyong ito na nagpahiram tayo. First time in the history. Ganun kaya kasimple.
Kasi yun naman ang spin talaga, unang labas, kaya nagre-react ang publiko, including myself, kasi ang unang spin talaga, we are now a creditor country, nagpapautang
Yun
na
ang
tayo
spin.
sa IMF, this
Yun
is
ang
a
spin.
reflection
Yun ang pinanggangalandakan.
na maganda na yung
Barok yun
pagmamanage
Yun ang
natin.
problema.
Yun naman ang linabas talaga, kaya criniticize ka agad yan ng publiko.
Okay. So,
Parang lumalabas
so
na tayo,
politically motivated, parang
lahat
ganun.
tayo dito tanga eh. Yun ang nagiging problema sa ganung klaseng thinking eh.
Ngayon,
Yun ang,
there is such a
masakit
thing
eh.
as a blowback.
Ayun.
May blowback. Di ba?
Ayun.
And it's not working out.
Magbabackfire talaga yan.
Saka by the way, Eric, I'd like to make a small correction.
Oh.
Hindi ako kinukonsulta ng government, ha?
Bakit naman?
Sabi mo, tinatawa. Hindi.
Pinag-clarify
Para,
lang.
atin-atin na lang yun.
Hindi, kasi kung kinukonsulta, hindi mangyayari yun.
Pag kinonsulta kayo, hindi mangyayari yun.
Di ba? Yun eh, yun ang logic nun eh.
May mga tao lang sa gobyerno tumatawag sa inyo. Ganun na lang. Ganun na lang.
Pero yung mga tumatawag, wala rin magawa eh.
Oo, di ba? Hindi rin marunong paano
Hindi
ayusin.
marunong. Marunong sila. Pero wala. They have to follow the boss.
Oo.
Yan ang problema.
At the end of the day, kung ayaw sumunod ng boss,
Which boss?
Ayun.
Hindi.
sino ba ang boss?
Correct.
Yeah,
Good question.
Okay,
Which
okay.
boss?
At the first place, sino ba? At saya naman ang programang ito.
It is only in this program that it is allowed. Sa lahat ng
Wala no script dito.
Okay.
Biro mo economic
No hold bar.
issues, tapos nagtatawanan tayo.
Okay. Ito naman, sa second portion, dahil na-discuss na po natin yan, ito naman yung conditional cash transfer. We're now 39.5 billion.
Yes.
Okay? And they're talking about increasing it to 45 billion.
Wow.
Yes.
Ang beneficiaries daw, they claim 3.1 million.
Yes.
You like it? You are unhappy with the way the program is being undertaken? Is it being politicized? Some politicians are saying it should be suspended for the coming campaign and the coming elections.
All of the above. From the policy point of view, ang CCT, dinesign yan para sa pag-achieve ng goals ng Millennium Development Goals.
Correct.
Una sa maternal health at saka sa pag-aaral ng mga bata. So yung mga poor families binibigyan ng pera para yung mga anak makapag-aral. At saka mga nanay makapunta sa mga health clinic kasi conditional 'yan. Pero we have to remember, Eric, na iyan sektor na 'yan maliit na bahagi lang yan sa mga mahihirap. Kasi may mga mahihirap na pamilya na ang anak nila ay above school age na.
Yes.
So hindi sila qualified. May mga pamilya na hindi na nanganganak yung misis. Paano na yan? Hindi qualified. May mga pamilya, how about the elderly? So you're covering a small part of the population. And you are also creating animosity, inggit, kasi in a community, pinipili lang yung binibigyan yan. So, yun ang problema yan. Pangalawa, and you already mentioned it, maraming problema sa pag-administer sa actual. Sino ang deserving? Mayroong isa sabi, 10 yung anak ko, 10 yung anak ko, porque hindi sila enrolled, kasi maraming mga bata na out of school, hindi siya qualified. Yung kapitbahay nila ay may trabaho, pero nag-qualify. So, maraming mga ganon. Tapos yung ATM, kasi initially ATM ang ginagamit. For each ATM transaction, nagbabayad ng 24 pesos sa bangko ang gobyerno. So, baka kanino kayong poverty ang rin-reduce mo?
Kanino napupunta yung 24 pesos?
Rin-reduce mo dyan. Then finally, kasi 5 years lang itong program na ito, walang exit program na maliwanag. Kasi kung ang natural yan sa Pilipino, nag-conduct kami ng research kung anong masasabi nila sa CCT. Siyempre, kung ikaw ay recipient, gustong-gusto mo. Pag hindi ka recipient, galit na galit ka. Pero yung mga gustong-gusto, kasi who does not want to receive money from government? Pero after 5 years, what do you do with yourself? Sustainable ba yan? Yung kasi every year, this started with GMA about 5 billion. Tapos nagiging 20, ngayon nagiging 39. Then next year it will be 45 next year, no? So, palaki ng palaki, pero yung sustainability, importante na mayroong exit program na pagkatapos, after 5 years, supposing hindi ka na nagbe-bear ng children, hindi ka na qualified.
Meron naman sinaibang itong project ng CCT na to. Yung Code NGO.
Well,
yung peace band. Bigla nawala ng istorya ng peace band eh.
Yung peace band, binayad natin yun, 35 billion pesos.
Paano yun? Sinong naging accountable doon?
Yun nga ang question. Department of Finance is threatening to sue. Kasi ang problema, it goes all the way back to accountability.
Yes, of course. Like everything else.
Kaya kasi yung tanong mo, pero very crucial, yung last question mo. Yung last question mo is, hindi ba dapat magkalma-kalma tayo dyan sa CCT dahil election year. At 2012 is the crucial year. Dahil next year, you only have 2 months, di ba? Etc. Well, mayroong maraming speculations. Dahil ang nag-handle niyan, siyempre, ang gobyerno. At saka mayroong complementary program naman, ang National Commission on Reduction, NAPSI is also handling, para ding gobyerno, but associated with particular political formation. So yun, madaling mag-conclude ang publiko na magagamit politically. So, yun ang mga issues na pero sa akin, ang pinaka-importanting issue, Eric, kasi all these years, and you have known me, you were my student, no? Gusto natin development, gusto natin matuto na magtayo sa sariling paa.
Correct. That was going to be my next question.
But you are encouraging dependency. Dahil bibigyan, tapos masana yung tao na mag-ano. Kasi
yung sinasabi nilang nanny state, or yaya state.
Kaya yung people will lie to continue to receive the money that they are getting, no? Kasi focused yan sa child at saka sa mother, kung tapos na yon, hindi ka na magka-qualify, mag-isip ka na naman ng paraan para makaano. So, there's a lot of cheating, and so on. Pero you have one part of the government, like the ILG, organizing all these cooperatives, etc., teaching them how to farm. But then you have another part of the government giving them money. So baka mag-cross-purposes yan. That is my most important concern.
Shouldn't we teach them self-reliance I think shouldn't that be
the case?
The vision, self-reliance. If you're going to invest in them, invest in skills training so that, they have a future.
Yes, so that masusustain naman yung nila. Paglabas nila, halimbawa, hindi na sila qualified, kasi the time will come when a mother will not be qualified anymore, or the child will not be qualified anymore. Mayroon silang tinatawag, kagaya sa Latin America, na mayroong exit program. Yun ang hinahanap din natin.
They're saying, in fact, much of this money can be given to to expand the coverage of TESDA daw. They're even saying para daw mas malawak daw ang mahawakan ng TESDA. I don't know.
Yes, and also yung health problems natin, malaki naman. In addition to the mothers whom I think deserve help, also the elderly need help. The middle-aged guys also need help. The hospitals need to be upgraded. Napakalaking pangangailangan.
Ito, Professor, ang tingin nyo dito, itong plano sa taxes on tobacco, tataasan yung mga sin taxes, may mga observation na nagsasabi na the prices will trigger 708% hike in the cost of tobacco. And then, of course, the market will react, magkakaroon ng smuggling. Papasok ang smuggling. So, how do you balance, trying to for government to be able to collect as much money in order to pursue its program?
Ito naman, kasi ang basic dito, objective is really the health side.
Yes.
Kasi mas malaking gastos talaga tayo from the consequences of cigarette smoking. Kaya ito, classified ito yung sumptuary tax. It's actually intended to limit consumption, to make it so unavailable that you limit consumption. But you are right. Kasi it might trigger
what happens to your tobacco industry?
And then the smuggling part. So it has to be accompanied by an anti-smuggling operations na strengthened. And then yung sinabi ko nga sa congressional hearing, I said in the congressional hearing na kailangan din, you have to have an exit alternative programs for those who are involved in the tobacco industry. Like there are already farmers who are shifting to corn, they're shifting to peanuts, they're shifting to other crops, which will also give value at saka they can earn a living other than tobacco.
Hindi ba tayo pwede maging exporting country ng tobacco? I mean, yung quality natin, hindi natin kaya? I mean, so that could be one exit strategy.
Yeah, pwede ding limit it to exports na hindi mo ipaano. Pero as I said, you have to watch out for the smuggling side. So may kaakibat ng programa. You cannot just have one program na stand alone. So ganito din. Ako, I'm for really limiting the consumption, and that is the objective of tobacco and all these things. But you know that it will probably aggravate smuggling. So you strengthen also the smuggling side, but you cannot also neglect those who are engaged in that. Like in Latin American countries, yung nag-grow ng opium, mga poppies, they have to be given alternative.
Maybe we can export it to Sri Lanka or China, which is one of the biggest smoking countries.
Every other person there
is
smokes.
practically smoking, or Sri Lanka, or one of the small countries which is still developing a smoking habit, no? So we can export the problems to them, no? So okay, another point, Professor, that I'd like to talk to you about is, sa tingin nyo sa darating na SONA ng Presidente, sa punto po ninyo, anong mga gusto nyong madinig sa Pangulo? Kasi mabuti itong nauuna tayong magtanong dito dahil yung ibang mga programa, hindi pa nila matatanong yun.
Hindi pa nga yan natatanong.
Okay,
palagay ko, isa sa striking na sentence na sinabi niya, na talagang nag-resonate sa lahat na nanonood during his inaugural speech is yung sinabi niya, kayo ang boss ko. So ano nang nagagawa na mapatunayan na ang mamamayan ay talagang boss. Then mag-set up ka na ng criteria. Mayroon mang consultation sa mga desisyon. Kasi ang boss, siyempre tinatanong, boss, pwede ba to? Yung mga ganon. Yung sa corruption, may major ba na, aside from ngayon yung highly publicized, yung systemic aspects na lahat naman na sinasabi nga systemic na ang ating graft and corruption, yung mga ganon.
Would you agree with some observations that so far the President has been successful in isolating and keeping his office above board? But nothing has really changed.
Within his loop.
Pababa lahat.
Within his loop.
Down, pababa. Wala daw talaga. Parang pareho lang daw. That's
and much worse.
Senator Mercedes said that when he guested here.
Correct.
And ganon din ang mga observation na iba. Basta so far, the office of the President is clean, no?
Huwag na tayong lamayo dyan, Tokayo. Yun lang gambling operation. Yung gambling operation, up to now, nandiyan pa rin eh. Kaya nga ngayon, ang problema, dahil nga sa nagkakaroon ng turf control, dalawang faction na ngayon nag-infighting. Pati itong mga lieutenants sila within the law enforcement units ay nadadamay na ngayon. Kaya kita mo, naglalabasan na ng baho. You see?
Ganun ba ang observation ng ano?
Sa ako, kasi alam mo naman na one of my specializations is yung how to fighting graft and corruption and accountability in government. Ang nakikita ko, we have to give it to him, siya mag-isa is perceived to be clean, no? But we
everybody
cannot
below,
be comfortable. We cannot say na everybody below is as clean as he is.
Correct.
At saka halimbawa,
but you haven't reached the point to saying that everybody below wala rin pagbabago. It was like the past administration. You have not reached that point yet.
Selective yan sa mga agencies. Pero
some are as worst as before. You can say that.
I have talked to people in the business sector, halimbawa. There are agencies which are headed by known, honest people,
okay.
No? Pero yung sa pagbaba, sa operations level, hindi pa rin natatanggal.
Yung same mapper, andun eh.
Yun ang tinatawag natin, Eric, na yung corruption na systemic. Hindi lang naman na isa o dalawang tao gumagawa, tapos alisin mo yung tao na yan, then you cure the disease. Kung
naging kagawian na.
Naging kagawian. At saka, part of it, alam mo, Eric, ang tawag niyan ba, alam mo naman siguro kung anong tawag ng corruption. They don't say that. They call it SOP. Standard Operating Procedure. Ibig sabihin, built-in.
Soft touch.
Built-in yun. Yun ang hindi pa nawawala completely.
Alam niyo, Secretary, paano mawawala yan? Yung mafia from within, in each agency, nandiyan pa rin. Kaya kahit na maglagay ka ng panibagong matinong cabinet secretary, ay kakainin ng mafia from within. Kahit kung hindi ka makikisama, sisirain ka, ha? At palalayasin ka, pipressuring ka, inisin ka, para mag-resign ka.
Kaya at saka bawat agency kailangan pag-aralan isa-isa kasi iba't iba yung characteristic nila. May kanya-kanyang
features.
O may kanya-kanyang features.
Yan,
wala pa yan, hindi pa natin nakikita.
Ito si Ruchir Sharma sa Breakout News said that the Philippines will soon join the tiger economies. Do you agree with that? No?
Baka hindi sa lifetime ko yun, naman, Eric.
That's a good one.
Napakalungkot naman.
But they will say, well, it will be very soon.
So soon is relative.
Yeah, baka hindi ko maabutan yan.
Pero pa natin hindi maabutan yan.
Dito po sa mga puntong ito, sa laban natin kontra sa droga, anti-poverty, illegal logging, mining, human rights, BIR, BOC, ano masasabi ninyo?
Mining, medyo there might be a very strong public reaction yung sa may executive order na binabalak na ipapalabas. Dahil na-awake na ngayon ang ating mga kababayan, lalo na those in the environment groups, na concerned na sila. At saka silang nagsasuffer all these disasters. Tapos ang sharing naman, alam naman natin, nagkalinggit-linggit lang ang share na binibigay para to take out all our minerals all these decades. So baka mahirapan siya doon on the matter of mining.
Sa illegal drugs?
Sa illegal...
Mahina din tayo, no?
Mahina siguro yung pag-fight. Kasi hanggang schools, children of school age, endemic na, in many universities, etc. na problema na talaga.
What can you say about power rates? Mindanao, Manila, or it's already a conspiracy among selected oligarchy.
And in the Visayas.
Also.
The Visayas, where we both are.
So hindi pwedeng masira ito, no, ng gobyerno. Hindi pwedeng wasakin itong oligarchy na ito na may hawak na talaga ng enerhiya natin, ano?
Well, they can always say it's an international thing, pero kung minsan, alam ko sa ibang administration, nakukuha naman yan sa situation,
Pero tanggap ninyo, Professor,
naman natin na mayroong mga administrasyon na talagang inano nila.
Pero bilang akademiko, tanggap nyo din na ilang pamilya lang ang may hawak ng
ating ekonomiya?
Hindi lang ekonomiya, pati yung enerhiya natin.
Yes.
Kaya umakyat yung cost of natin, energy.
Yes naman, at saka hindi lamang sa power, sa maraming aspeto.
Maraming bagay.
Baski politika, no? Ang dynasty. Oo.
Sa tingin
Kitang-kita yan sa statistiko,
Pagdating dito sa Chief Justice, ano tingin ninyo?
Ako siguro I'm more on the traditional outlook kasi ang Supreme Court ay kaibang institusyon kasi bastion yun, last resort mo yan. At saka supposedly mga Olympians yung mga yon. So you have to build up your reputation.
Dapat tagaloob o tagalabas, tingin nyo?
Sa tingin ko, ako personal lang ito, gusto ko tagaloob.
Okay.
Because hindi biro ng makuha mo ng buong picture ng Supreme Court dahil hirap na constitution. You have to be above everybody. You have to be best in law, you have best in adjudication, best in legal practice. Yung talagang ikaw ang pinaka-creme de la creme.
Okay. Well, it's been an interesting 1 hour. Malaki po ang pasasalamat natin dito kay...
Hindi ba tayo nag-exceed?
Hindi na. Kay Professor Leonor Briones. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And to kayo, maraming salamat.
Former student, hindi mo paghindian.
Wala na po tayong panahon. Thank you very much. Ito po si Eric Espina. Palagi po nagsasabi sa inyo, magmasid, makialam, higit sa lahat po ay manindigan dahil wala pong magmamahal sa Pilipino kung hindi ang Pilipino. Daghang salamat, maayong gabi kaninyong tanan.